From the heart of America, I'm Steve Gruber, your soldier of truth, the tip of the spear against all that turn against us, both foreign and domestic. Ready to fight for you for the foxhole of freedom, and remember to think. Remember to think while it's still legal. This is the Steve Gruber Show. Here are three big things you need to know right now. Number one, the vegan craze is dying on the vine. It appears as Beyond Meat, the fake meat product that was all the rage, plummeting, down 31%. Number two, how about your Bidenomics update for today? Here is a shocking number. Credit card debt in America soaring over $1 trillion for the first time. That's not good for the economy, now is it? And number three, is there actual proof of large-scale voter fraud in Michigan just before the 2020 presidential election and beyond? Well, according to the quite controversial online publication, The Gateway Pundit, in a huge exclusive headline, it claims they have got the smoking gun, but is it true? In the article that dropped yesterday, the headline declared, and I quote, "Now we have the proof. TGP exclusive. Massive 2020 voter fraud uncovered in Michigan. Police find tens of thousands of fake registrations, bags of prepaid gift cards, guns with silencers, burner phones, and a Democrat-funded organization with multiple temporary facilities in several states." Now, according to the article, it all begins October 8, 2020, a month before the election, when it claims Muskegon City Clerk Ann Meisch noticed a female a black woman, dropping off about 8,000 to 10,000 completed voter registration forms at the same time. And that for the most part, they looked the same. Similar signatures. Bogus addresses stuck out to her, according to the report, prompting her to call the police a few days later to launch an investigation. In the report, it states that later, on October 21st, First Lieutenant Mike Anderson of the Muskegon Police Department was contacted by Tom Fabus in Attorney General Dana Nessel's office. She starts to spread around. And then, according to a Michigan State Police report, according to that same report, Fabus asked for the Michigan State Police and Muskegon Police to conduct a joint investigation of these documents. Meisch told investigators that the quantity of voter registration forms were highly suspicious and possibly fraudulent. These are all voter registration forms, remember. She further stated that phone numbers, addresses, and signatures all looked to be wrong, and nothing appeared to match. According to the Gateway Pundit story, the company behind the push to deliver the voter registration forms was a company called GBI Strategies, and it operates in several states. And here's where it gets really shocking. Police conducted a raid on GBI offices in Southfield and Auburn Hills, and what they found was, well, this. Dozens of new phones, hundreds of prepaid cards, credit cards, plus numerous semi-automatic rifles, suppressors, and optics, plus handguns, too. One Pelican case had 4 rifles, 4 pistols, according to what was published. The woman who dropped off the applications found, and she told police, according to these reports and according to the Gateway Pundit, that she was paid $1,150 a week to collect voter registration forms in the Muskegon area. However, before the investigation was completed, it was turned over to the FBI. So far, we've not heard anything about this. Nothing at all. It just kind of went dark and silent. But there are apparently at least 2 police reports from the Muskegon Police Department and the Michigan State Police. What do they mean? Will it mean that when Donald Trump is on trial for alleging voter fraud in Michigan and around the country, that some of this material could be put forth as evidence? Maybe. Could it lead to FOIA requests for other news outlets to begin the job of digging deeper? Again, maybe, but that's more likely, of course. And does it indicate a wider pattern of abuse and fraud? Well, you have to wonder. Of course, I can't vouch for the veracity of this published report, not yet. But it appears that all of the information collected and released so far is on the money. One person that seems to have a clear idea of what happened during the 2020 election won't surprise you at all. He says he's never doubted once that the election of 2020 was rigged. Listen.
In the polls, the FBI Twitter files, the DOJ, Facebook, and all of the rest. Look at 2000 mules. Look at what they did with that. Thousands and thousands and thousands of votes on tape, on camera. All of this will come up during this trial. All of this will come up. Because we won the election by a lot. Then they have this crap going on. I never even thought of this one. Trump didn't really believe he won the election. Let me tell you, people that know me say, that's one thing. I tell you, there was never a second of any day that I didn't believe that that election was rigged. It was a rigged election. It was a rigged election, and it was a stolen, disgusting election. And this country should be ashamed. And they go after the people that want to prove that it was rigged and stolen so it never happens. They go after them. They don't go after the people that rigged it, okay? And we'll see how it all turns out. You know, we've been right about a lot of things, right? You ever see Trump was right about everything, ultimately? Let's see how that all works out. So
Yeah, we'll see how that all works out. He says he's never had a doubt. No surprise there. I'll, of course, stay on top of it for you. We'll see what that happens. How that plays out, we'll keep an eye on it. In another series of videos on the internet calling into question what we have all been told about a major series of events, it appears there are clips of police officers preparing for and then going undercover on January the 6th. So talking about the scandals involving Donald Trump. These are quite telling. It appears that they're going undercover to be members of Antifa, fake members. Let's dig into that for a moment, shall we? Are you with me? Good. Several new videos circulating on social media appear to show that January 6th was a setup from the beginning. I don't think that surprises a lot of you either. Like police going undercover as Antifa agitators, for example. Listen to this.
Well, we go undercover as Antifa in a crowd, so can you put that back in? All right, thank you so much. Yep, it feels better. Did you guys get sprayed? Here. Take this orange bottle. Hit your hand.
For those of you listening on the radio not seeing the video that accompanies what we just heard, you see police officers getting dressed up and putting on face coverings and getting their stuff ready and going into the crowd to appear as Antifa. That's the way it looks. It's quite clear, in fact. When we come back in a moment, we're going to take a break here because these videos give tremendous credibility to all of the people that were there that day that said, wait a second. There were police officers, both state and federal and D.C. police and Capitol Police, all intermixed in the crowd and all undercover. And this is why they won't answer the question about how many assets did you have undercover on January the 6th, 2021. They won't answer those questions. Something's rotten in Denmark, all right. Sorry about that, Denmark. That's the way it is. But we'll take a break, and we'll come back. We'll tell you how we identify the undercover police. How do you identify them? How do you know who's who? How do you make sure we don't get ourselves in trouble? That answer after the break.